Hey, thanks for joining me here at 11:15. I appreciate your time. I wanted to get into a topic that I think a lot of people struggle with over the course of their lives, and that is figuring out when you should continue to be patient and keep trudging on through and dealing and coping and comprehending that, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And when is it time to say, fuck it? Depending on the situation and the circumstances surrounding, that's up to each and every person to make their decisions per their situation. But I do feel that since I was compelled to touch on this, it's a lot longer a story than just feeling compelled. For the past, that's interesting. I may touch on that later. Anyway, for ever since I posted the last video explaining that the readings would now be on Thursday, I've just been having a lot of thinks over all of this. Fact of the matter is, this format doesn't lend itself to being popular. And I don't lend myself to being inauthentic. Therein lies the problem. And you may find yourself currently dealing with something similar. And that might be the specific reason why, roadblocks left, right, and center today. I had all of these big plans to film all sorts of goodies today, and everything just kind of didn't work out as I had intended. And as I'm sure everyone understands, those things happen for a reason. You're redirected for reasons. Now, paying attention to the signs, the whys behind why you're redirected, and not fighting against the redirection, even if everything in your being wants to fight the redirection. Understanding that you need to trust that there is very good reason beyond your knowledge that you need to be redirected. I know it's hard to trust, especially when it's not connected to a person that you have perhaps a good rapport or a past with. It's just trusting universe, and that's just so vague and woo-woo for some people. Be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna trust the universe. But it's so important, and I'm sorry, this is just anyway. This fell as I was shuffling. The past is behind you now, so drop the fears and doubts. Even though you may feel a little uncomfortable at the moment and slightly anxious over what is coming next, you are being urged to bring yourself back to the present moment. Your recent prayers have been heard and are currently being worked on. Well, we could certainly tie that in with, you know, all of these instances of roadblocks. You know, I'm sure I'm not the only one for whom roadblocks are very visible, and the frustrations that come along with that. You know, when you're intending to do something, even if you can't piece together why you could possibly be blocked from this thing, it's just so important to look for the signs, not get frustrated, and understand that, you know, everything, and I know it's cliche, everything happens for a reason. You need to trust. And I think all of us could look at our past and really see instances where this is obvious. But we do have this lovely card here, you know, really expressing, you know, basically what I'm saying to you now. You know, all of this happens for a reason. It's, you know, for redirection, it's meant to happen. Even if it's just inconvenient timing. Because you may know something later, or you may come to a realization later about something where it's like a thunderbolt moment. It's like, oh. Had I known that before, that would have changed everything. Now, would it not have? Hope everybody enjoys the new lighting situation. Just FYI, I don't plan on being on a schedule. I don't plan on doing anything other than what I want to do from here on out. And you know, if anyone needs a reading, you know, on a specific day or what have you, plenty of readers stay on a schedule, and you know, I tried, it's not my jam. More power to them. I love all of the readers that I've come across personally on YouTube. I feel like there's a reader for everyone, and if you can't find a reader that you get down with the way they do their stuff, become a reader that you can get down with. You know, I think we all have this ability, and yeah. So if, you know, whatever your jam is, you can probably find it. Let's get further into this. Let's get further into roadblocks in general. Let us see what we have here. Invest, solid and stable. Roadblocks could definitely be leading you down a more solid path, for sure. And I don't think roadblocks ever happen just to be an inconvenience. I think they really attempt to either lead us to the path that we're supposed to be on for more peace and wisdom and whatever is next in our learning journey on the dirt ball. Either that, Or, sometimes it's not so nice, but we do learn from those things that happen to us. I mean, if you're paying attention to any terrible thing that's happened in your life, you'll realize that you learned probably a lot more from it than you ever learned from anything that was calm, quiet, peaceful, loving, and caring. But I do really want to say my heart goes out to anyone who's going through it and maybe not realizing the fact that, this life isn't meant to be torturous. It's meant to teach our soul things. Very important lessons that we can't learn any other way other than going through it with the exact circumstances and people that we go through it with. It's just not going to hit our mind and our heart in the way that it needs to unless it happens the way that it does. It's something further on that. Anything further? Control. Interesting. Learning how to control ourselves amidst the adversity that we find ourselves dealing with in this life. And coming to the realization that we are the only thing that we have complete control over. Not any circumstance, not your loved ones, friends, family, etc. You can't control anything or anyone beyond yourself. And that may be a good lesson for all of us to realize when these roadblocks come at you. Just understanding something else of a higher power has the control over everything outside of me. Each person has their own dominion over themselves. And, the things along the road, something else has that in their hands. All we can do is, not allow ourselves to get too tussled up by it. And just realize, it's for a greater purpose. It's not meant to just piss me off and ruin my day. Anything else on this topic? Anything else? Slowing down. Yeah, slowing down and realizing, the things in your path aren't meant to piss you off. It's for the greater good. It's for the higher purpose. It's for the greater good of your soul's learning while you're here. Slowing down in the moment when those things are causing an aggravation, and just reminding yourself, okay, I don't know why this is happening, but I'm sure I will be shown. And just having faith in that. And the more you practice it, the more you'll realize that you will be shown. For sure, you will be shown. And it will really help take the aggravation out of those situations. Harmony. Yeah, will allow you to be more in harmony with the world around you, the people around you. Understanding that you don't have that control outside of yourself. and slowing down and realizing that everything happens for a reason definitely bring you more harmony and peace to realize that. You have maturity here as well. Yeah, it will take some maturity for sure. You know, I think all of us, till the day we die, really have things to learn, thoughts to contemplate. You know, realizing that we are here to be in harmony. We are here to learn about ourselves and about other people and about the world. You know, sometimes it's really easy to get sucked into the day-to-day bullshit and just completely forget, like, just how amazing it is to be here and to have this learning experience. It's a true gift, for real. We have letting go here. Perhaps letting go of the idea that I need to do what I want to do when I want to do it, and I expect for no disruptions. Just being able to let go on the fly of the plans to, you know, do the thing that gets interrupted. Interesting. Ripeness here. Yeah, that really goes along with the maturity for sure. Being ready to really be in harmony with the universe and slow down and realize, you know, the universe isn't conspiring against me to ruin my fucking life. It's all happening for a reason, even though I don't know what that reason is immediately. I need to let go of my preconceived notions of what I need to do, and I need to be open to my redirection. Have anything else on this topic? Anything further? Oh dear. Let's try these two, and we'll see if any of these guys make a reappearance, shall we? All right. So we have flowering, which goes very well with the ripeness here for sure. And we have the miser in the reverse. Very interesting, this. Ripeness, I mean, for a flower, essentially, I mean, the ripeness is the time when the flower goes into its flowering stage. So essentially, confirmation of the ripeness card right there, and that general idea that we need to be ready and open up. Also, not to mention, too, ripeness, you know, that goes with really like an idea of being picked and ready. You know, flowering, there's a beauty to it. There's an openness, you know, so you could really apply that as well. You know, perhaps you are open and ready to let go. Or maybe we should all just consider doing this more often. Being open and ripe and receptive to the idea of letting go of our plans, letting go of that control a little bit, slowing down, being in harmony with ourselves and the universe to understand, you know, there are bigger things going on. It's not all about what we're trying to do. And that miser in reverse there, in my mind, that's, like someone who is not only giving, but receptive as well, with that flowering and ripeness card there, too. Very interesting stuff here. Do we have anything else on this topic? Anything further? Rebirth in the reverse. Crescent moons or snakes may have some significance for you here. But, I think it is important to really understand you don't need any deep esoteric knowledge. You don't need necessarily to follow moon cycles or, you know, do spell work or candle magic or color magic or sex magic or, you know, put people in jars. And you don't necessarily need to do anything other than make some small changes in your daily life just to have new habits. You don't need to have a rebirth. You don't need to become a whole new person. No reason to throw out the entire person. We're all lovely people in our own way. We're all worthy of being here, or we wouldn't be here. Our souls wouldn't be allowed to be living on this plane if we weren't worthy, if we weren't important. It wouldn't happen. We wouldn't be here. And I think it's really important to state an entire rebirth is not necessary for this. It's just a matter of changing perspective. That's all. Even if the only reason you do it is to say, you know what? I'd like to be more calm when I'm inconvenienced. If that's all it is for you, that's okay. That's more than enough. You'll shift as much as you need to in the time frame that you do it. And you know what? If you come back to this, if you loop back and say to yourself, man, I'm really not doing as well with this as I really set out to in the beginning. You know what? We can grow and change our mindset and our perspective until our very last breath. So you know what? You've still got time. If you're still on the dirt ball, you still got time. Have anything else on this topic? Freedom. Power in reverse. I think this topic that we're speaking on here, I think it really does I'm really glad that these cards fell, because this is actually a phenomenal point. You know, letting go of preconceived notions of what should be gives you a freedom. It's actually an amazing gift to be able to open up, be receptive to the signs that you may be receiving that redirect you. The universe does not want to torture us. We're here to learn and grow. We're not here to be tortured. But you will be given the same lesson in different forms if you refuse to learn it. And you may just find that your freedom from that conceived or perceived or conceived perceived torture, that freedom can be found in opening up to these signs and being in harmony. And it's also very important to really let go of the power. You don't need it. You'll never really have it. You have the power over yourself. It's just like we talked about earlier with the control card. The only person or thing in this world that you have control over is you. Letting go of the notion that you have power over anything other than yourself. I mean, what you're essentially doing is watering down. You're watering down that power that you could have over yourself, your thoughts, your actions. You're just watering your power down by attempting to place it on things where it really can't do anything. Care in reverse. Letting go. Letting go of the caring about the things that we may have been doing that the universe inconveniences us from doing in the time that we want to do it. Not getting so riled over being redirected and being receptive and in harmony with the possibility that the universe is redirecting you for a reason. Just being able to let go. Very interesting stuff here. Have anything else on this topic? Anything further? What about... I wouldn't be shocked if I don't get anything out of this one either. Feels like there's nothing more to be said. No? All right. Well, it looks like this is about it for this one. Lots to think about here for sure. I would definitely urge you to get in the practice of letting go and allowing gentle redirection from the universe. You may find that you will be put more on your path when you decide to stop or at least slow down, cooperate, really listen, have the maturity to not misdirect your power, control yourself. Yeah. Really nice one here. I really dig it for sure. Hope everybody's taking care of themselves today. Definitely recommend, whatever you do for self care. It's very important. So if you haven't yet today, do yourself a favor. Drink your water, get your shower. Uh, you know, maybe do some journal something. You know, the stuff, no matter how small, make sure you do something for yourself today. All right. Take care.